Alonso drives the one out to deep left field, hooking, and New York Mets franchise mode episode number 65 will be coming your way. As in the last one, we look at the final score. Anytime you lose a one-run game, you think of the things you could have done differently. What if I hit better? What if I pitched better? And you could think of the times where you should have got an extra run and times where you should have not given up a run. And I just felt that the computer was getting away with stuff that helped them win, that when I did it, it helped me lose. So I really just didn't think it was, I don't want to say fair, but it definitely was a lot of weirdness going on and more than the usual craziness that happens within these games. And I was hoping this was a 3-game set, but guess what? It's a 4-game set. So we get to face the Nationals again. Yay, which I am not looking forward to at all. I am so sick of facing the Nationals. I'm done with the Braves and the Phillies. It always seems like I'm so tired of constantly having to play them. So I got to go with Mr. DeGrom, who has pretty much been Mr. Unreliable for me. I don't know why. I just have not been great with him this year. I got to start Cespedes. I have got to get something going with this guy sometime in this lifetime, I hope. You know what I mean? But the thing is that since Cespedes is only allowed to play left field, J.D. Davis can't play right field, so now we got to put him at third base, and we know how much of a disaster that could be. So this is just all the fun stuff that goes into doing a, Mets franchise mode, which, I mean, sometimes I enjoy it, talking about the team and playing well and seeing, just these guys play baseball again, because when you look at what's going on right now with all these different proposals, a 76-game season and a 48-game season and prorated and playoffs and extra playoff teams, we just never know if we are going to see a season. That's what it just feels like at this particular point in time, because it just seems that no matter what proposal either the owners or the Players Association makes, it's like, nope, try something else. Nope, try something. It's like, how many different proposals can you come up with, especially as time progresses, like as each proposal comes and they say no. Then you have to wait a couple of days to do another proposal. Those are 2 more days that you're not going to get in the season. So the season's going to get pushed back further and further and further. We're going to get closer to cold weather and closer to the potential second wave of the virus. So you're making it even harder, because let's just say that somehow they did get it going in like late July and then they want to play in October, but then they have the second wave, so then they have to cancel it again and not even finish it. Like, after how much it took just to get it started, they won't even be able to finish it. And then, with the whole collective bargaining thing next year, I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems very unlikely with this whole baseball. But Jeff McNeil swinging at that first pitch is likely, and coming up missing it. Down 0-1 in the count. Nemo gets a fastball right down the middle, early, squared up for a ground out. Nice way to start. Alonso drives the one out to deep left field, hooking, and it's out of here. I hate when they do that. That delay of not knowing is it going out or not. The umpire takes so long to signal, especially because on that view right there, it kind of looked foul, to be honest. It looked like it was on the left side of the foul pole. But regardless, it is a home run for Pete Alonso. Definitely has been a while since I've hit one with him. I know he has 27 on the year, but I feel like this whole week I probably didn't hit a single one with him. But able to get one to go there. Obviously, we would have liked to have a base run on when he hits it, but the main thing is that we see, look where it was. I don't know, it was interesting, but at least we do get a run. That's the main thing. Hope 2 from Big Jake. Hit on the ground. JD, Robbie, Pete, double play. Going by some first names there instead of the usual. But able to get the double play, get rid of the leadoff base hit. That definitely is nice. Looks like the Nationals are going with a very different lineup today. I mean, you had Michael Taylor leading off and Wilmer Depot batting second. 2 guys who have not made a single start this whole series, and now you got Kendrick batting third. Are they giving Juan Soto and Trey Turner days off? Is this my lucky day today? Interesting. Because those are the 2 guys that really, give me a tough time. That would be great, because one of the things for me is that I feel like, especially when I had that stretch of games where we had so many games in a row, whether it was 12 in a row or something like that, I feel like I had to keep giving my star players days off, whereas with the computer, I feel like no matter what, these guys are out there, whether it's Freeman or Ozuna or in this case Turner and Soto, I feel like they're always out there. But for them to finally get a day off, that's very nice. I mean, them being up 3-0 on this series, I could understand why. They probably feel so confident they could beat me that, you know what, we could just rest all of our best players and still win. So hopefully I could, be able to do a little better with having to face those guys. A 3-2 from DeGrom. Struck him out, inning over. So a nice kind of 1-2-3 first inning for Big Jake, as we're able to put up a 0 and see if we can get some more runs on our side. 2-2 from DeGrom. In there, strike 3 call. Able to get Starling Castro looking. 3-2 from Jacob DeGrom. Fastball right down the middle, able to get him swinging. Even though I put on the outside corner with good timing, as long as I get the strikeout, I'm happy. Another 0-2 from DeGrom. Swung on it, missed, strike 3. A nice second inning from Big Jacob DeGrom. DeGrom gets a fastball right down the middle, drives it deep right field. Good squared up, Thames going back, and it's out of here. Jacob DeGrom with another home run this season. Remember, he hit that big homer against the Phillies, where I had that crazy game. I think it was like 11 runs in the first inning, and Jake had a perfect that was way gone. This was just one right down the middle that Jake put a good swing on, and that's how it should be, because DeGrom is athletic. He can hit the ball really well. He had a really nice home run against the Marlins where that was like an absolute shot. So good to see Jake leave the ballpark every now and then. You give him something to hit, and he can hit it. He's not like a lot of other pitchers, but we might not ever see Jacob DeGrom hit a home run again once the DH possibly comes into baseball. So that would be unfortunate, but still. I feel like that is more of a Mets thing, because it seems that Met hitters, as far as pitchers, are a lot better than other pitchers. So, you know, they kind of have a little bit of an advantage there. Although, even though they hit well, they don't bunt well. So, it kind of goes both ways, but we will see what happens whenever there is baseball. Nimmo gets a fastball right down the middle. Good okay. ... Okay. Because, no way that's good okay. It's right down the middle. Robbie Cano goes up the middle, perfect, and that will bring home Jeff McNeil. The New York Mets extend their lead 3-0. That pitch was pretty far out of the strike zone, and I'm surprised it was a perfect, only because it looked like it was at the bottom half of my PCI, not exactly in the middle, but trust me, I am not complaining. Well, avoiding Cespedes here. I hate to break it to you, but even though this is the number 5 spot, this is not Michael Conforto you're facing. I mean, don't worry, you're allowed to throw this guy a strike. I won't do anything with it. Like that. See, like, I'm not going to do it. This is going to be a lazy fly ball to left field. Good in the glove. See, we know how it goes. 2-2 from DeGrom. Struck him out. 2 from DeGrom. Struck him out. And that is the 6th or 7th. I don't know how many. I'm losing count here. Strikeouts for Jake DeGrom. Pitching good so far. Even though those fastballs are going down the middle when they're not supposed to, it's good timing. But, again, if I'm getting them out, that's what counts. But still, it's definitely sketchy, because, you know, if that was Juan Soto, goodbye home run. Ramos gets a sinker down the middle and drives it out to deep left center field. Good squared up, and it's out of here. Wilson Ramos leaves the yard, his 13th of the year. And the New York Mets now go in front 4-0. One of the real interesting dilemmas for the Mets is that if this baseball season does in fact not happen, who is going to be the Mets catcher next year? Is it going to be Ramos? I don't know. I mean, you know I love Wilson Ramos. I'm probably the biggest Ramos fan you'll ever come across, especially like when it comes to the Mets. But I worry about a second contract because he's over his 30s. We know he's had injury problems. I worry kind of like a Cespedes kind of deal where, like, the first time you sign him, you get some good stuff out of him. So far, I've only got 1 year of Ramos. You are supposed to get 2. But the second time around, I don't think you're going to get as lucky. I feel like you're really playing with fire there. And the thing is that even if the Mets do sign Ramos and he does okay for another year or 2, the Mets still need a catcher of the future, which they do not have. I mean, the answer is not Tomas Nido, which we already know. I mean, they've given him so many opportunities, and he hasn't done anything with them at all, especially offensively. So, I mean, who is the answer? You know what I mean? Is there going to be another big-time catcher out there? Not really, because the best catchers in baseball is, you know, Real Muto, Grandal. Ramos is kind of in that conversation, but you also have guys like Gary Sanchez and, you know, other guys like Buster Posey's getting a little older. Salvador Perez, he's going to stay with Kansas City. Yadi Molina's getting older. There aren't many great, you know, two-way catchers out there. And even the ones that are, they're really hard to attain. So, I mean, the guy I guess you would try to go after is Real Muto. I mean, that would be number 1. But the thing is, the money he's going to want, the Mets aren't going to give, especially under current ownership. And just with the way the market has been right now, when you think about all the people losing money and how money could be the reason why there's no baseball season at all this year, I just think that's going to be really, really interesting. It's something the Mets do have to figure out because, again, I like Ramos, but you can't keep him too long. I do think that would be way too risky. 2-2. In there, strike 3 call. That pitch was a little outside, but he's Big Jake. He deserves the call, so give me that one. I feel like that whole fastball thing with it going down the middle, I feel like that's something that's been happening just over this past weekend. I don't really remember that happening last week all too much, especially like during the week. I don't know if that's maybe like a patch they need to do or a patch they did that now that's happening, but I sure hope not, because I'm not a fan of it that my fastballs that I literally put up and in, good timing, they go down the middle. It's really annoying because like what are you supposed to do? Because you're trying to work the corners and hit the tough spots that hitters can't do much with, and you do, but the game says, no, throw it down the middle. You know, so I really don't like that. I mean, maybe it has something to do with the difficulty, like on Hall of Fame, that's more likely than when I was on All-Star, but I'm not sure. If you guys know what's up with that, let me know. Change-up hit right back to the ground, picks it up, fires the first, and I think that'll do it for Jake. Only 84 pitches, but he is yellow because going into the game, his energy wasn't all the way full. And I guess I must have pushed him in his last start. I really don't remember, to be honest with you. But I think that would do it. I would like to get one more out of him, but I don't want to overdo it. Let's just see how the bullpen looks before we make our decision. I mean, the back end is pretty rested. I would hope that Betances could get us the 7th and then Lugo the 8th, Diaz the 9th. And that would just be ideal. These guys are rested enough. I haven't used Lugo in a while, so he's going to come in regardless. So I guess Betances, you're up. Nimmo gets a pitch right down the middle, drives it out to deep right field. Perfect. And it's out of here. 113 off the bat. That cutter was down the middle, and Nimmo just crushed it. Not too much to analyze there. He hung one. I mean, I knew that going into this at-bat, I was looking at his pitches, and he's got a cutter and a curveball and everything. Like, he doesn't have a four-seamer. So I knew that no matter what he throws, it's going to move. So I really have to sit back and wait for the pitch to break. This one didn't break at all. He kind of did my special, which is just throw it right down the middle. And I do what they do to me, hit a home run. It feels nice to not being the one having the home run hit against, but hit the home run against them. And I've definitely been waking up a little bit with him, especially with the power. He hit a home run last game as well. So that's nice. And you just hope that maybe if Nimmo could keep swinging a good bat, because McNeil has, that if they start to work around Nimmo, that would really change this lineup, because then they're forced to pitch to Alonso, and then a couple batters later you got Conforto. You know, that would just be the ideal plan, unless Alonso gets a good squared up and goes right to the center fielder's glove. It's going to happen, but definitely a nice shot by Nimmo. On the other way, Cespedes reaches over but makes the catch. I did not like that match at all. Cespedes looked like he was going to fall right over onto the floor. Popped up. Ramos right under it. Doesn't even need to take his mask off. Makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Because if you remember the last game, when Ramos took his mask off and kind of just left it there and never picked it up. So somebody, I guess, picked it up for him. They're deciding to keep the mask on, since if he dropped it, he wouldn't pick it up anyway. So definitely makes sense. Nice change by Ramos.
Your attention, please.
Ramos drives another one out to deep left field, and you could forget about that. 2-run shot for Wilson Ramos against Daniel Hudson. That felt good because Hudson has given me a tough time. They go to him in this inning to relieve Harper, who was not doing that great of a job. And Ramos able to take him deep. Again, his power really seems like it's waking up for me lately. He's been hitting these home runs in bunches. And I'll definitely take it because that is extra run support for us. Now I'm not going to go to Lugo or Diaz again, which is fine. You know what I mean? I feel like it's probably too many days in a row for them to be off realistically, but one of the things that like really comes to mind, I don't know why it does, it just does, was the times where I'm pretty sure it was when Familia was the closer and Terry Collins was the manager, where it's like, oh, Familia hasn't had work in blah, blah, blah days. We need to put him in even if we're up by a bunch. And the Mets were up by a bunch, so they put Familia in, and he threw like over 20 pitches, almost like 30 pitches. And you know what? They still win the game, whatever. But then the very next day, the Mets needed Familia anyway because it was a close game. So even though they may need their work and whatnot, it's not always worth it if they're having a bad night, have to throw so many pitches. Like, okay, just make sure that they get whatever it is, 12 pitches, 13, but don't let them throw over 20 in a blowout. I mean, that's just straight up dumb. And you know what? Terry Collins made some decisions that obviously I wasn't crazy about. There's some crucial ones he made when it comes to a guy like Jerry Familia. Obviously, World Series Game 5. You know, we don't need to revisit it, but we know what happened. Oh, man, I'm so dumb. I swung at the first pitch with Conforto just because I was excited to use him off the bench, and that's a pop-up to end the inning. Oh, man, I should have waited for a better pitch. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. Because I said, you know, what I just said in that last sentence, I'm not even going to say it again, and it just gives me such bad memories. It really does, because the Mets really should have won that game, and then you just never know what's going to happen. I don't know. I still feel like no matter what, I still feel like they had such a good chance to win that series. I really, really do. And it stinks that they did it, because I don't know when we'll see them back. It's the first time I ever saw them there, you know, since I am still a young fella, but dang, man, it really stinks. How about this? The Nationals going to Juan Soto. I guess because I went to Conforto, they're going to go to this guy. Oh, my gosh. Still, I can't completely avoid him. Should I hit him again? Maybe? I want to hit him, but I'm not going to. Oh, what's going on there, Soto? What kind of swing was that? See if we can put him away right here. 0-2 from Familia. Oh, how'd he foul that off? Another 0-2. How did he hit that? Are you serious? Where's his P? I don't know about that one. Another 0-2. Ah, got him swinging. Goodbye, Juan Soto. Take a seat. I hope I don't see you for another month. I'm so tired of him. They're going to Sean Doolittle up 7-0. The Nationals have no chill. Why? I can't hit this guy. That's probably why they did it. Wow, I don't know if because I like pinch hit Conforto, all of a sudden they're out to get me. I mean, do I go to Lugo for the ninth? Are we playing it that way? I'm not going to, but what the heck? Using Paul Sewald, every time I see him, I just think of Mickey Callaway and all the excuses he would make for him. He'd be like, you know, Paul's changing his arm slides, doing some different things, but he's going to be a big piece for us going forward. You know, he'd just make up all this nonsense, and all the time you'd have these excuses. You know, why didn't you pinch run Ramos? Oh, well, because 92% of the time it doesn't make a difference. Like, I just wonder that with Rojas as the manager, will he do crazy things, and will he have even dumber excuses or reasons for it? As we strike out Eric Thames, the ball game is over, put it in the books, and Paul Sewald closed the door. The bullpen able to protect DeGrom's really good outing of 6 shutout innings, striking out plenty of batters. Had a lot of guys contribute offensively, pretty much everybody but Cespedes, so that's usually how it goes. Able to still win with Conforto having the day off. We're facing the Nationals B team, which was the main thing. You know, not having Trey Turner make me angry, not having Adam Beaton make me angry, and definitely not having Juan Soto making me angry made a huge difference, because as I've said before, if my pitching is good, my hitting is going to be good. You notice that this game I pitched good. I had my best offensive game of the series. Also, we were facing Joe Ross and not Strasburg or Patrick Corbin, or even Anibal Sanchez, who gave me kind of a tough time. But still, definitely a nice little victory, and I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, leave a like, comment. What do you think about the newest, and see, everyone got to hit except Cespedes, but the newest proposal for MLB, this potential of a 76-game season, which the players pretty much already projected, so that's not even going to be a thing. Seems like the 48-game season has more of a chance to happen, which, I mean, I'm not really too crazy about personally, because I don't know, the thing I like about, well, not the thing, but one of the things I like about baseball is just how long the season is. You know what I mean? The way that it's like, okay, well, you have the 162 games, so, you know, there's a lot of time for things to happen. When you only have, you know, the 48 games, whatever it is, I feel like you don't really get to fully experience the season like you normally would with a normal year. So I just feel that it really wouldn't be the same. Do we have a new headliner today? Oh, no, man, we were just the old headliner. Okay. Before we go, let's open a pack. Let's see what we got here. Okay, new nameplate. We like that. New Washington National. We'll take it. Anything that's new for the collection. We almost completed the White Sox, so don't need him. New Oriole and a silver Herman Marquez, who I don't have. So that's actually a decent pack for me. You know, get a silver, almost 80 overall, so it's going to have good exchange value. Just getting new pieces of the collection. Try to collect as many cards as I get. Collection rewards, all that fun stuff. And you can hit the subscribe button. You know, don't have to, but you can. That's always nice to see and a nice thing to do. Guess who's back on this here showdown? Yeah, that's right. You guessed it. Frank about sports. And for this one, I've just been so nervous the entire time because, honestly, when I lost last time, it was just so embarrassing. And I really didn't feel like I should have lost. You know what I mean? And just the fact that it did was really disappointing. So I'm trying my best. I didn't record because I didn't want to get even extra nervous, because when I'm recording, I am a little more nervous knowing everyone's watching me strike out with Ryan Braun. And I just wanted to really focus in. And I feel like, you know what? If I can't do this, I can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to quit my MLB The Show career. I'm just going to uninstall the game if I can't get this done right here. This is like a golden opportunity. But what I did this time was I didn't really look at positions. I really looked at what the next challenge was and just took the best hitters. That's really what my main focus was. Because I knew that all in all, like, yes, you want to try to win as many of the moments as you can and not keep striking out. But the other thing you want to do is just make sure that you have a lineup that can get it done when it all matters at the end. So, you know, like Fred McGriff is my catcher for this, and I have, I don't know, some other, like Wade Boggs at like second. I don't know, I have just a bunch of people in the wrong positions. But it doesn't matter, you know, because they're only batting, they're not fielding. So I just made sure just to take like all offensive players. I haven't invested in like maybe grabbing some pinch runners, because I feel like in a case right here, like let's say there was only a couple outs, I would have a pinch runner for Santana right now. This way, all I need is to sacrifice fly and this game over. But just trying to go about the draft differently and hoping for the different result, which I sure hope that I get. I just keep striking out though. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have hit record because I was doing great and I just struck out 3 times in a row. But the other thing that got me to this point was trying to, you know, not swing at everything is really important against Felix, because he honestly, his pitches have so much break. A lot of them are balls, honestly, and that was the problem, is that I have to get into the good hitter counts, because once I do, that's when he'll throw me some good pitches to hit, and that's when I can make things happen. Because if you just swing at everything, I mean, most of these pitches aren't even strikes. Wade Boggs through the hole, and that will do it. So I think I'll make it here. I will. I finally complete this 4th inning program showdown. I know this isn't like a major accomplishment. The frustrating thing is that the showdown was easy. Like, I really felt that when I was recording it last time that I so should have won it. Like, this should not have been like a huge rage fest that it was. Of course, I kept hitting those double plays with Ozuna and just completely stranding everybody and messing it up. You know, because I had a lot of good opportunities in that last one as well. But at least we get it done. That gets us over the 300 stars. So that's always nice to see. Now that that's done, I definitely feel much better. I could breathe better. I don't have to think about it more. I think about it like every single day, like, oh my God, how did I not win that showdown? It's really been bothering me a lot lately. So I figured, you know what, today's the day. Let's just try it again, and it worked. So let's open these 2 packs before we officially go. And hopefully you guys still enjoy this. I mean, I don't think, like, you might have wanted to see me do it again, but not really. It probably just would have been me raging again. I probably wouldn't have done as well. I probably would have just messed up. So I just felt that for me, I had to do this one off camera. That was just the way I felt about it. New player, we'll take that. We don't want free agents. New player, that's good. It's all about players, and we're just trying to do some collections and get all these little higher diamonds and whatnot. Get some XP to get even higher diamonds. You know, that's just the way it goes. That's the whole grinding aspect of it. Couple of bronzes, my favorite. Silver player. It's a silver player that I already have. Gold player, show me like a Cody Bellinger. Show me a nice little diamond here. Okay, a gold. Ozzy Albies. Oh, one of my buddies from the Braves. So that will officially do it. Again, if you like it, leave a like, comment, just about everything. What else do you want to see on the channel? Whether it's sports stuff or maybe some more PS4 stuff, let me know. You know, willing to take suggestions and put some different stuff on the channel. I don't want everything just to be in Mets franchise mode, because that's pretty boring. You know, I want there to be other stuff for all of us. But subscribe to keep up with whatever I do decide to post, and based on your guys' feedback and just me brainstorming. And until the next one, be safe, be smart, and have a good one, everyone.